Radius Church, what's up? You know, it's in our mission statement that we want to make disciples. And so we thought we would take a few minutes here and show you a tool that you can use to share the gospel with folks in your radius. This is something that you could do across the table. You could write it on the back of a receipt or even on a napkin. And it's just a really simple tool called the 3 circles that you could walk through with somebody in your radius. And so in the first circle, you write God's perfect design. And again, as you're sitting with them, you're just making the point. I don't think you'll get a whole lot of pushback that God created the earth, and when He created it, it was perfect. There was no sin, there was no disease, there was no sickness, there was no bad news on the television until something called sin entered the world. And when sin entered the world, that's where we introduced the second circle, which is brokenness. Again, you're not going to get a whole lot of pushback here that we live in a broken world. As you sit across the table, you can even pull out your phone and go to the daily news for that day, and it's going to be bad news. We live in a broken world. And so what happens is we try to find our way out of this brokenness. And so we draw these little squiggly lines, and we just talk about some different ways that people use to try to escape their brokenness. You know, some of the common ones are alcohol or drugs. For others, it's things like relationships. Maybe if I could just have that boyfriend or girlfriend, or if I could get married. Maybe it's job. I'm just going to work my way out. Maybe it's church. I'm going to be a really good person, and I'm going to earn my way out of my brokenness. We draw these squiggly lines because the reality is, no matter what we try to do to escape our brokenness, we always get snapped back into it, which is where this third circle comes from. And we draw a cross in it. This is the only way out of the brokenness, that Jesus came here to this earth. He lived a perfect life that we can never live, and He paid the debt that we owed, and He rose again. And when He did that, there's this invitation that if you accept it, you can leave your brokenness and have peace with Jesus. And so we draw a line, an arrow from brokenness to the cross. And we invite the folks that we're sharing this with, if they would just turn from their sin and turn from their brokenness and trust Jesus and His work on the cross and His resurrection, that they can have peace with God and they can be saved. And once that happens, our responsibility as disciples of Jesus are to go back into God's world and to grow, to continually become more like Jesus. So we hope this tool will help you as you relate to your dominoes, as you try to share the gospel with your domino, maybe as you sit across the table with somebody that doesn't know Jesus, you can pull out this tool. And at the very end, you can ask them, hey, where do you think you fall in these 3 circles? In my experience, most people are going to put themselves right in the middle of that brokenness. And right then, you can offer them the opportunity and the invitation to accept Jesus. We hope this helps as you share the gospel in your radius.